Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please enter your host PIN. When finished, press the pound key. I'm sorry, but I did not hear you press at least 4 digits of your PIN number. Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye. Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please enter your host PIN. When finished, press the pound key.
To start your show now, press 1. To hear important instructions.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Nobody take no cornbread from me.
Let me at him. How you doing, folks? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black Show. What's the goings on, people? What's the goings on? What's happening Facebook? What's happening YouTube? What is going on, y'all? We back up in here. Y'all. What is up? Let's make sure people can hear us on Facebook and YouTube. Let's go to YouTube first. YouTube, I'm back. Baby, I'm back. Let's go up here. Any YouTube people up in here? Let's see what we got. Okay. No, it's not for kids, Johnson. We don't make content for kids. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. And, yeah. Boom, we're in the house. All right, good. We're good. 50 and Fantabulous. M. Flournoy. Schulte. Sign of the Times on the moderated. Lady Jackie in the house. Christine in the house. Welcome. Emerson. MB. New Zealand in the house. Tony D is in the house. Rick Marcus Thompson, Randy Washington, Gara, Elizabeth Spears, Nikki, Steve, what is up? Tim Black's Wolfpack all the way around. We up in here. Bose Einstein. The usual suspects came through. We carry signs. What up? Give it up. The seats are filling up quickly. Yeah, the seats are filling up quickly, y'all. What's going on? Get in where you fit in. Hit the like button on your way in. Let's go ahead and hit like. What is up? Now, please share this out on your social media accounts because, well, frankly, the man can't stand me and I can't stand him. But we got to fight the algorithm. Dallas Taylor's in the house. Diana M16. Mickey H in the house. Mixtape Wheezy's in the house. What up, Mixtape? Thomas Sharari Kate. Yes. Sally Thompson's in the house. Yeah, we back, y'all. We back. We made it. I missed you. You crazy kids, I missed you all. Yo, man, I missed y'all, man. What's happening? Smooth Eddie up in this joint. Smooth, man. We here? We here. All right, now before we get too far, let's jump over to Facebook. Facebook, they represent. Facebook, what's going on, y'all? Now, Facebook people's in the house. What's up, Facebook? How y'all doing, man? What is going on, Dolores and Chris and Paula and Martin and Adam? What's happening? What's happening, Junius, Nikki, Nicholas? The whole crew's in the house. They came through. B. Meffin. Yes, thank you, Paula. Paula says, you look and you sound good, Johnson. Give it up for Paula Smith in the house, man. Making the brother feel a certain kind of way on a Friday. Loretta, Chris Huff. What's up, Chris? What is the Krakens? What is Kraken? Natalie, Elaine. This is good. This is good. I'm feeling this, man. We're doing all right. Share it, guys. Share it. Get it out there to the world. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Riley, what's up? Only darkness every day. Jonathan. Yeah. Yeah. Always. Got him. I love it when I see a scumbag, right when I'm like, it made me feel like I accomplished something when I'm up here doing a show and I see a troll and I get his ass myself. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it, man. It's a payoff, man. You don't know, man. It just feels like it's all worth it. Feels good inside, man, to get a troll. Just zap his ass. Take that, mother. You know? I love it, man. Grown man calling other grown men douchebags. Not cool at all. No friends. No life, man. No life, man. Real life, I beat the brakes off of them. You know what I'm saying? Goodness gracious, Johnson. I will beat the brakes off of him in real life. You know what I'm saying? But you know, him scared. These are the people that we have to deal with, Johnson. These are the people that are around. Give it up for everybody on Facebook. Shaki, what's that? Shaquila. He's out of here. That's right, sister. Get rid of the trash. Sharon, what's cracking? What up, Ryder? What up, Kim? All right, guys. Sherry, what's up? How you doing? Martin Hopkins in the house. I got a Martin Hopkins sighting going on. That's what's up. Shout out to Tony Baker and Eddie Griffin. Marcella Graham, what's up? Maribeth Dretcherford. All right, guys. Wow, I'm feeling good, man. It's all right. I'm feeling good, y'all. You know what I'm saying? How y'all feel? Y'all feel okay? Everybody okay tonight? This morning? Yeah, feeling good. Before we get things started, it's Friday. It's Friday, Johnson. It's Friday, so like magic, the phone lines will open. Phone number's up on the screen. Bam! There it is, Johnson. Now, use that phone number, call up to the show, and speak truth to power. Ain't nobody gonna stop you. I do have to get my frequent caller list. Do I have my frequent caller list? see what we got here. We got a frequent caller that says, it's crazy what you got to do, man. It's a lot I got to do at one time. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it, man. I don't see it. Where's my friend? I had a show last Friday. I think I missed a day, right? We got off with one day because I wasn't feeling well, but had to go to the doctor's and things feel a little fresh. Things feel a little fresh, Jones. Here we go. Got some numbers here. Here we go. I got 3 sets of numbers. Okay. I need this just printed out and taped or something. Hey! All right. Wow. Okay, so. Okay. Whatever that is. Phone number's up on the board. You know what to do, Johnsons. You know what it is, what it isn't. You know what it be like, what it don't be like. Okay, so let's go, guys. First of all, I want to thank everybody who gave me helpful wishes of get well, Tim Black. Give it up for everybody. Thank you so much. Caring about a brother's health. I feel you, I respect it. I love you too, Johnson. So, here's the deal, guys. Work too hard. Yeah, brother works too hard. Put too much passion into what I do, man. I don't know if y'all noticed this or not, but I really love me some black people. Yeah, man. I really love me some black people, man. Raise your hand if you love black people too. You know? Because we the underdogs, man. America done kicked us across the country, just kicked us. They tried to kill us, they couldn't. They worked us to death in the fields for no pay. Then they set us free with no resources. Yeah, gave each other affirmative action and and manifest destiny or whatever the hell, gave people land, gave themselves land, just worked the land, gave us nothing. We died of exposure and malnutrition. Imagine somebody saying, okay, for 5 generations, we own your ass. You can't own nothing. You are to be owned. And then say, you're free. Don't give you a horse, a place to live, a pot, clothes, food, nothing. A lot of people still go, that was okay, fine. That's how it is. It's a problem. So I love me some black people, man, because we ain't dead yet. Nah, we're not dead yet, Johnson. We're still alive. And some of us are thriving, and some of us, most of us, are struggling. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. But see, here's the thing. I care so much about justice, and I care so much about this show that I think I got to do too much. Yeah, I think that I hold I got to be the hardest working man in digital content. I got to cover this and cover that, and I got to do this and do that, and I got to have my principles, and I got to have ethics, and I got to do these things. And I almost worked myself into the emergency room, Johnson. Now, I know there's other people that work. Did you work yourself into the emergency room? I don't know if you did that. I did, Johnson. They had me hooked up to EKGs and shit. Man, there ain't nothing like laying in the bed, no one else is there, just you, and looking at that damn machine, Johnson. Have you done this? Have you done this, Johnson? I've never done. Beep, beep, beep. Now, the nurse told me, she said, look, she's about to leave the room. She's like, this thing will go off, okay? So don't be startled. I'm like, what you mean go off? If the thing goes off, I'm dead, right? Because it ain't supposed to go off. I ain't know what she meant. I wasn't trying to ask questions. That thing said, woo! I said, oh my God, man. Oh. Things tracking your oxygen, you stop breathing. Or if you slow down your breath below a certain point, it goes off, makes this, man, yo. I don't want to be hooked up to nothing except Mrs. Black, okay? Any hooking up I do, she got to sanction it. Like Mrs. Black is it. Okay? I'm serious, man. This is crazy talk, Johnson. This is crazy. I'm telling you, this happened. So I'm in the hospital, hooked up to the machinery to do all the tests, and I got my report card back, and I got a B-. You know what I'm saying? Okay. No, I didn't make the honor roll, but just barely missed the honor roll, but I did okay, you know what I'm saying? And look, guys, it is what it is, man. It's you know. But here's the thing, guys, you gotta take care of yourself. Because only you can take care of you. I'm up here, I gotta report on the George Floyd case. I gotta prove that this thing, I gotta cover it. I'm not only independent media on the left that's covering this daily, every day, not just playing it to get people to come to my channel, but actually watching it, and then actually digesting it, and then actually commenting on it. So a lot of people played it. Well, not on the left. Not the people I used to do shows with and go places that they didn't cover it. But there are people that covered it who considered covering it, replaying the C-SPAN. So I'm like, I can't do that. I can't phone it in. Now people not going to sit here and watch 8 hours of testimony. They're not going to get anything out of it. I got to actually watch this and be able to comment on it effectively and have knowledge and understanding and be able to extract from the proceedings vital points that make the case that make my people aware. I have to do that. That's my job. They got a job. A lot of people, their job is to support the show. They get their $5, $10, $15, $20, some people $50. Some people $2 to the show. My job is to do the damn show. My job is to do the work. That's the arrangement, I figure. That's how I feel the arrangement works. Now, some people be doing too much. Some people do too little. But you know, yeah, you get what I'm saying. You know. But I was working too hard. I was doing too much. That's what Paul Mooney called me up. Paul Mooney was like, Tim Black, I don't know what's wrong with your black ass. I don't get what you're doing, Tim Black. You fuck around and die, Tim Black. They're gonna step right over you. Yeah, Tim Black. Better get your black ass back. Get some sleep, Tim Black. That's what. They better get your ass some sleep. Oh yeah. You ain't got the complexion for the protection from the collection. You also don't got good insurance, motherfucker. I don't. I barely. I paid out of damn insurance. Medicare for all. Medicare for all. Medicare for all. That was another thing. But anyway, the bottom line is, guys, I pushed myself too far. I was feeling bad for a week, and doctor really didn't give me anything. It gave me something in case it was something, but it wasn't that. Having chest pains and not sleeping and everything, man. So I'm just gonna tell you, man, I gotta follow up with a primary. And here's the thing, I'm fine, I'm good, you know. I just gotta slow down. And I should not stress myself out. Don't stress myself out too much, and exercise. That's right, Tim. Get your ass up. Get off this. You're editing. You're doing content. You're researching. Doing all this stuff. Did you get out the house? You need to walk for 30 minutes to an hour. So there it is. That's it. As far as I'm going, as personal I'm going to get about it, all I can tell you is that I'm doing much better. I'm feeling much better. Hopefully, we'll make it through this show. If we don't, Mrs. Black will come down and take over for the duration to get us through these last segments. Oh, Tim Black, I was worried about you. I was worried about me too. My sister hit me up like, oh, I saw your Facebook post. I said, I'm okay, baby. I'm all right. Shout out to my sister Dawn out there, joint sister. Dawn is in the house. That's it, guys. So anybody out there that's going through it, guys, please get yourself checked out if you can. If you can't get yourself checked out, drink plenty of water, exercise. Don't watch every moment of the George Floyd trial. Some scenes back to back to back to back about death, man being killed in broad daylight. Might not be good for the soul or the mentality to do that for 2 weeks straight. Probably not a good idea. And if you do it, get a massage or something, go on a vacation, do something, something. Don't just keep going like you're a machine, like, I'm a machine. Work through this. My ancestors were in the fields picking cotton. Sun up, sun down, I could do this. I'm sitting in a ventilated basement. Sitting here watching stuff. Man, but you ain't built like John Henry, man. You saw what happened to John Henry. Right? Tried to beat that train. That machine or whatever that machine was. He lost, Johnson. Your ass gonna lose too. So take care of yourself. All right. Well, that's what you call a monologue, Johnson. Give it up for the monologue. Update / love. People love you. I don't know why, but they love you, goofy ass. So stick around if you can and take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And nobody else want to raise your kids. Badass kids. You know you got them hard-headed kids over there. Don't nobody want to raise them. Trust me. You can't leave. Think you're going to get out of this the easy way? Nah, man. You can't leave right. At least not now. Okay? Try to get out of doing your job. Hey, you got somebody got to cut that grass, man. That's you. Somebody got to take the trash out. Somebody got to cook the meals. Hey. All right, guys. Right on the heels of just ending the George Floyd story, I jump out of the pot into the frying pan. I just finished the George Floyd story. Story of a man killed broad daylight by the state police officer, snuffed his ass out. My conservative friends deny it. Candace Bigsby said, Clayton Bigsby's daughter, Candace, said, when I have gas, my ass says, that's how much I care about what Candace Bigsby has to say. So right after the George Floyd horrible situation, and then the, what's the word we're using now? The accountability. Yeah, black people, they can't lie and say it was justice. I'm not a justice warrior. I'm a accountability warrior. Yeah, I don't want justice. I want accountability. Justice is not getting shot at all. Yeah, justice is being able to live your life, justfully. Like people considering your rights before they violate them. That would be justice. So I go through all that, man, just to get to this, man. Lord have mercy, y'all. Have you heard the story of Ma'Khia Bryant? Ma'Khia Bryant, young lady, shot by cops. Columbus, Ohio. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. I was doing my wrap-up of the George Floyd case. People in the comment section like, forget George Floyd, go to Ma'Khia. I'm like, dude, hold on. Slow down on the black people getting killed stuff I gotta cover. I'm doing this. You know, this takes a toll. Can I cover one before we sensationalize, jump on the next thing? Jesus Christ. Well, Tim, what about Deontay Wright? I covered that too. Folks, this child was shot to death. Now, I got some footage of it. I don't want to show it to you, but if you don't see it, you won't know what I'm talking about. I will not show her writhing on the ground in pain. There will be no blood in this. This is not explicit. But you know something bad happened, and we can't avoid that. So here we go. Ma'Khia Bryant, Columbus. Let's look at that footage and come back and talk about it. Welcome back.
But his security cameras captured the incident as it unfolded. And another video was released by the city police, and those are the dash cam videos from the officers as they arrived on scene. And it is worth noting, Lindsay, that there wasn't a lot of new information revealed by these new videos because the city and the police department took that unprecedented step to release some of the body camera footage within just a few hours after this fatal shooting. And so we have a fairly good understanding of what was seen there as this was playing out, as Ma'Khia Bryant is seen on that video with a knife in her hand, appearing to lunge at another young girl. And that's when the officer, Nicholas Reardon, opens fire, fires 4 shots. An officer tried to perform CPR, and then she later died at the hospital. The city says they are committed to transparency, they are committed to accountability, and they're going to continue to keep the public informed.
That was very quick. It was a very short clip, wasn't it? That's because this thing took less than a minute to happen. In less than a minute, a 16-year-old's life hung in the balance after being shot 4 times by an officer, Nicholas Reardon, of the Columbus Division of Police. Nicholas Reardon had been employed less than 2 years with the police department. He got a phone call, at least 2 phone calls, about a situation occurring at the address that they went to. Now, when this story first broke, guys, there was so much different information coming out. I hesitated to talk about it because, well, frankly, I didn't know what happened. And I was going through it at the time mentally. So I really haven't made a public statement about it. But as you can see, Ma'Khia had a knife in her hand. You can see it very clearly. She has her back to the officer. Officer's at her back view. You see a knife. You see an altercation or a fight or a struggle going on, and that's it. Get down, get down, get down was the only audio that was played or only words said by the officer. The man that you saw in the corner of the screen attempting to kick a girl was, I think to believe, Ma'Khia's father. Now, I'm still trying to understand exactly what happened here, but I have another video. This is of our friend Whoopi Goldberg on The View. And the reason why I'm playing this video, and there's only going to be a short piece of it, is because she has some backstory that I didn't know about. So let's go to the backstory that Whoopi's going to say, and then we'll come back again.
You're probably right, but I will say, I just want to give some context in terms of what we've been told so far. The girl called the police because a whole group of girls followed her back to her foster home. She also called her mother and her grandfather, I think, to come to help her. She went outside with a knife to fight the girls off. 16-year-olds do dumb stuff, okay? They think they can take care of stuff. Now, they're not thinking, oh, the cops are not gonna know I'm the one that called. Nobody's gonna know that because there's much going on. The fight is happening apparently up from where the two people are standing at the car. So he says she was lunging. My question is, okay, is there a way for people not to shoot first? I mean, we've heard somebody say, you know, well, there are tasers. Why didn't they tase them? Or, you know, the whole thing about all of this and what LeBron wrote was there will be, you know, your next accountability. I think what he was saying is, you're gonna have to explain this. And in a way, you are gonna have to explain it because just like I think Sonny was talking about Kyle Rittenhouse, they do act differently sometimes, the police, with white people than they do with black people. You know, he was carrying a gun. He was carrying a shotgun.
Okay. Okay, some more information they provided about Whoopi that I didn't know about. One is she was at a foster home. I didn't know that. Does that change things? I don't know. Tells me something's going on at home. No one goes to a foster home if everything's okay at home. So we have a team, a trouble team. Now, it may not be her trouble, could be something with the mom. But that's the situation. According to Whoopi, I don't know where she got the information from. She didn't cite a source, but she's saying that Micaiah called her mother and called someone else in the family, and said these women, these people are trying to attack me. Someone in my comment section says one of those people trying to attack her was a grown woman, a 30-year-old woman that the father was fighting. See, these are all new things. You guys give me information I didn't have. See what I'm saying? Hey, yo, why didn't you send that to me? I don't know this stuff. I'm trying to, I have 3 different articles printed up. None of them say that one of the people involved is a grown-ass person. I didn't know that. I thought these were just 3 girls fighting. Now it was 2 girls fighting and 1 mother fighting, and then a dad jumps in and help! Help! How do you decipher all of it? Okay, so Paula Bryant, the mother of Ma'Khia Bryant, goes on CNN's Chris Cuomo to discuss it. Here goes the clip of that. Last clip.
Full name. What was her full name?
Yes, I do.
I can't read it.
Okay. Her name was Micaiah, and she's named after a male prophet in the Bible. And her middle name, she has 2 middle names. That is our family tradition. And it's Zyriana Tylea Bryant.
And is there family significance or other significance to those names?
Yes, that runs in my family tradition of 2 middle names. So I'm a single mother of 5 kids, and now Micaiah is gone, and I only have 4 kids, and I can't. That is so hard for me to say.
Let me ask you this. For people who are learning about your daughter as a function of this incident, in this midst of this big national conversation about policing, and what do you want people to know?
The killing needs to stop. There's been too many killings in the world. I want the killing to stop.
Very sad story, folks. Very sad story. Micaiah, yes, she was in foster care in her home where the shooting took place. According to Angela Moore, who cared for her, Bryant and her two other girls were arguing over a messy home and an unmade bed shortly before a fight that ended in a police shooting. Now, I'm not a psychiatrist, but something tells me if Micaiah and two other girls were arguing over a messy home and it escalates over who has cleanup chores, who has to do more cleaning or who doesn't, or who's not doing their share of cleaning. If that escalates into somebody on the front lawn with a knife, there's some issues going on. And when I see a child that's exhibiting that type of violent behavior in these kids, that means they've been exposed to a lot of violent behavior. That means we got children with post-traumatic stress disorder who've been exposed to violence, who are acting out. Because that's not a normal thing. It's not normal for a 16-year-old child to go get a knife to solve a problem with somebody they live with. Right? Can we agree with that? I'm shooting in the dark here, man, but I gotta believe based on being around. And just having that much information is more. Taking time to read that is more than I've been seeing or hearing people say. I've been hearing some off-the-wall comments about gangs and all types of stuff, and they don't even know what's going on. Anyway, back to this. Moore said two of the former foster children had come to her Columbus home Tuesday to celebrate her birthday, when the young women and Micaiah bickered over housekeeping. It was over keeping the house clean. The older one told them to clean up the house because mom doesn't like the house dirty. Moore recalled being told after she arrived home from work. So that's how it all started. So Moore comes home and she finds out that Micaiah had died after being shot 4 times. She was fine. She was fun. She liked to dance. She did chores around the house. It wasn't really long. We got to stop failing our kids, man. We got to stop failing our kids. But here's the thing, guys. When you're not doing a good job parenting, where does that really come from? A lot of times that comes from people who are not doing a good job being parents to you. And this is a huge cycle. And when we talk about people not being good parents, what usually causes that? Stress. What did I start the show out talking about? My own personal stress that landed me in the emergency room. When there's family stress, financial stress, marital stress, parental stress, school stress, work stress, stress to stay indoors, living indoors, all types of stress. I can't assume in this particular situation what would have been prevented, but here we go. Let's get to the cop, because that's really, the reason why I not really focus on a police officer, because once the cops show up, all bets are off. Once a cop shows up, They got a gun. That's it. They're going to solve the problem with the gun. Solving the problem with bullets. That's it. That's all. Uh-oh. I got this gun. I'm at this place. There's something happening. Bam. Bam, 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 bam. No more problem. That's why when we say we need to defund the police, that's what we're talking about. We need somebody else to show up with another tool besides the gun. We need somebody to show up who can talk, who can reason, who has book smarts, crisis intervention tactics, something. Or at least a better shot that doesn't decide to shoot a girl with a knife 4 times, 3 of which when she's already on the ground. So, folks, as far as did the cop do a? What about the police officer's shooting? What can we say about that? Once again, this is a tragedy. But based on how American cops deal with us, okay, let's be clear, very, very clear for everybody to know this. Cops kill black people 3 times more often on stops or in altercations than they kill white people. So let's make that clear, guys, because I see a lot of people, they don't even know the numbers. They just think I'm making shit up, or they say stuff, they don't have any data. You sound stupid when you say, they kill white people too. Yeah, they kill us 3 times more often. You think that's an accident. There's something wrong. If you do something 3 times more often with a certain group of people than you do with another group of people, there it is. And that also means you more often do nicer things to the white guys and the white women because you're not killing them. So what are you doing? That creates all the... So when people say, Thomas, you're being divisive. No. Reality is divisive. The numbers make it divisive. The policing is divisive. You don't see that? So the divisive doesn't start when I start talking about it. No, the divisiveness starts when they start meting out policing. That's where the division starts. You're starting late. If you're deciding who's divisive by this shit when it gets all the way, when the cops have been called, or when the traffic stop happens and someone gets shot and killed, and then they go on leave, and then the news reports it and the body cam footage. If you're starting to pay attention, or you only give a damn about 20 steps removed from the actual incident, oh, that's divisive because you talked about it in this way. No, you need to go all the way back to the actual call. Go all the way back to when the guy got killed. Then decide, hey, is it divisive that you're even dealing with these people? That's when the division starts. But to do that, you'd have to unpack this. And this is why Tim Black is here, to help you unpack everything so you understand. Because obviously, they're not doing a good job on CNN and MSNBC or Peacock to explain this, or on Fox and the other marginal networks that are horrible as well. For some reason, the 5 isn't breaking it down to you. For some reason, Tucker doesn't have an interest in telling you these facts. So everyone who goes, oh God, here we go. Yeah, I do the same thing, man. But when I do it, I see my daughter. When you do it, you're just tired of seeing me. It's a big difference. You're tired of people talking about it. We're tired of living it. The officer, guys, so let's do the hardest part. This officer so based on the way that we do policing in America, this officer did good. He didn't shoot 3 other random people. Yeah, that's a win. He shot and killed 1 person, and that's doing good in America. That's how horrible our policing is. She actually had a weapon. I was surprised. Because so often, you don't need a weapon to get shot by cops if you're black. You could be white and have a weapon and not get shot by cops. Let's compare those things. Just saying. So, what a lot of people like to do, guys, they like to say they're covering this, or they like to say that these are just used to divide us. And once again, guys, the division is in the mistreatment of one group and different treatment to another group that creates division. If everyone's treated the same, it'd be a different story. But this officer will not be indicted. If you have any type of weapon in your hand and you're about to hurt somebody, he took a sworn oath to do something. Now, what he could choose to do, he could have chosen to do other things. Would they have worked out where only one person's killed? Or would they have worked out where both people are killed? Or would they have worked out that no one's killed and someone's wounded? Maybe so. Who knows how it would have turned out? But the way our laws are written, the way police procedure is, he did what he could do. He didn't do the wrong thing by shooting her. Did he need to shoot her 4 times? Very debatable. I say hell no, he didn't need to shoot this child 4 times. This woman, in his mind, 4 times. Or whatever he saw her as. I see her as a child. But I'm old. And I'm black. They thought Tamir Rice was a grown-ass man. He was 12. They thought Trayvon Martin was damn near a senior citizen. He was 17. This is how they look at us. This is what they see. It's menacing. It's so menacing. So, my condolences to the family of Ma'Khia Bryant, the mother. And obviously the mother's going through it, and it hurts me to watch this. It hurts us to comment on it. But for the record, guys, I'm so tired of seeing this. I'm so tired of this happening. I was very angry with the father. But someone said the father was fighting this grown woman. I don't know if that was a grown woman or not. I hope I'm getting accurate information. Because what I don't want to see, and what I also heard was the father had just walked up. He wasn't there cheering it on. So I'm getting different reports. Some people say he was there. Some people say he just showed up. He shows up, and there's 2 girls, or 1 girl, and they fight, and he jumps in to defend his child. But if you're kicking somebody when they're on the ground, are you defending somebody, or are you kicking somebody's ass? I don't know. What I do know is, last thing I'm going to say on this. Last year, my son got into an argument with a girl on the bus. It got into a throwing things type of match. And my son's very reserved. This is my youngest son, who's now 12. So at the time, he was 11. And this happened on the bus and then off the bus. And I think she threw something at him, he threw something at her. He may have got the better of it at some point at the end, the last throw. So she goes home and she tells her mother. The mother shows up at my door, very pissed off with her child. She says, "Your son hit my child." I said, "Okay, let me get my son. I don't know anything about this. Calm down," because she's like, "Your son hit my child." I'm like, okay. How you doing? My name's Tim. How you doing, sister? "I don't want to hear that shit. Your son hit my child." Okay. And the child's standing there. I said, "Let me get my son. Let's talk about this. I don't know anything. You need to fix it right now." I said, "Okay." So I go get my son. I said, "What happened?" After all the cursing the mom was doing, the daughter says they were both throwing books at each other. They were both fighting with each other. And she hit him first. He hit her back. Did you know that mother said to me, you need to let my daughter hit your son since he last hit her. I said, what? She said, you need to let my daughter hit your son since he hit her. I said, they just was hitting each other. They should not be hitting each other at all. They need to stay away from each other. He's apologized, right? He apologized. I'm not gonna sit here and allow your daughter to hit my son. That's stupid. We're adults. It ain't stupid. I said no. It's really stupid. That's not how we're supposed to be better than that. I said, lady, I'd like you to leave. What? I don't get my husband. Yo! All right, go get him. See, Tim Black has lived a lot of places. And Tim Black ain't no easy win. She calls the police. Police come to my door. I tell them what this dumbass mother proposed we do. They said, don't worry about it, Mr. Black. We'll take care of this. You did the right thing. This woman is obviously very ghetto. If I were you, I'd stay away from her. Let her know if she comes back to your house threatening you or your son. I said, thank you, officers. You're one of the good ones. Here goes a good apple. There goes 2 good apples walking away from my desk, my doorstep. These are good apples. So let's not pretend that we don't have some people, right? Let's not pretend we don't have some people that need like re-education, like their brains aren't working right. They either very, very violent or stupid, okay? Let's not leave that out the equation. I'm not putting that on anyone in this particular story. What I'm saying is I've had a plethora of experiences with ghetto mofos, and I can tell you there's some people ain't wrapped too tight and they do dumb shit. Now, when I was a kid, things were different. When I was a kid, my dad made me fight. That's how old school used to be. It is not 1985. It is 2021. We have to evolve. We must evolve. We can't just be like, fight it out, may the best person win, and who doesn't die gets to go to prom. No, we have to do a better job because people are getting shot and killed and stabbed. People are dying. We have to do better. My condolences to the family of Makia. This officer will not be indicted. I wish this officer could be like me and go out and try to calm the situation. But in less than 30 seconds or whatever, I don't know how much time he had. How much time did he really have? I don't even think Micaiah knew the cop was there. I don't know. It's a tragedy, and that's why I called it a tragedy in the title. This is not me tearing down this young lady. Rest her soul. This is just me saying what any person with a heart who becomes aware of this situation would say. Damn. All right. Okay, guys. Next story. Let's lighten it up a little bit, guys. How about this? There are people that always say, Tim Black, Tim, you talk about race a lot and you need to stop talking about race. And talk about, talk about something else. Yeah, talk about Matt Gaetz or talk about, whatever Tucker's talking about. Didn't talk about some other shit. I don't talk about this. Talk about what we want you to talk about. Which is what? I don't know. Okay. They believe that we're so evolved, that countries moved so far, that the country has moved into a space of anti-racism. The country is a much better country. We have people who respect one another. And Tim, what's wrong with you? And why don't you're the problem. You're dragging us back into these things. For real, that's what it is. I'm the problem. That's it. Okay. No, motherfucker. Look at this. High school clubs slave auction canceled due to social media backlash. This is a real thing. In South Dakota, there's a rodeo club hosting a pancake supper and a pie auction along with a slave branding auction. And it was scheduled for Monday, the 26th. There it is. This is taken from the actual printed invitation, the announcement. They have a slave auction, Johnson. Slave auctions. In a school. Slave auctions have been around in several communities in the state for at least a decade. The idea is that the rodeo club members are auctioned off chores for the highest bidder. Yeah. Get it? Because slavery was fun. That's not racially insensitive at all. We make fun of black people. Make fun of the history of slavery. It's a way to make things lighter. Yeah, let's have a good joke and a laugh. It's like a Dave Chappelle skit. That's all. What? Well, insensitive? Oh, there you go. There you go with your sensitivities. Stupid liberal. Saying it's poor taste to have us sell Negroes in 2021. You had to be shamed. Someone had to post this, and people had to respond for the school to go, hey, man, you know that whole slavery thing we do? Maybe we shouldn't do that this time, man. Yeah, maybe we should retire the old, slavery auction thing we do. Maybe black kids feel a little certain kind of way about this. Maybe it doesn't do good for their self-esteem, and maybe it just makes other kids tease them. According to the Pierre Capital Journal, in 2012, a black resident asked the Pierre Fort Pierre High School Rodeo Club to change the name of its slave auction event because it was offensive. But the club refused to do so. That club hasn't had a slave auction in a couple of years. The Texas high school, and it's also happened in Texas as well, where high school students face backlash for holding a virtual slave auction where they bid on their classmates. So, look, folks, I don't know what else to tell you. Yeah, I know there's a thing called virtual signaling. It gets old, it gets worn out. And I know there's a thing called, overcorrection or whatever. And, I hear, too much censoring going on. But then, remember, always got to remember that this shit goes on too. See what I'm saying? There are people that go too far with the correction. You can't say this, you can't say that, can't do this, can't do that. But then there are times and there are things that are the other way. When these mofos have no respect for other people at all. And both things exist. And what you will not hear is the people that condemn people going too far and over-censoring, over-correcting, which I hate as well. But they won't ever cover when it's the other way, like this, when you have, obviously, a stupid-ass idea. Obviously. And they don't give a damn. You're being divisive. No, this country is divisive, man. Reparations. Call it even. Not you, the government. Not you, the government. All right, next one. Last thing, guys. Well, next to last thing. And I should have started this out. R.I.P. Shock G of the Digital Underground. Shock G of Digital Underground died recently. He was only 57 years old. I'm not sure what he died of, but I know he died too soon. My condolences to the families and friends of Shock G, an amazing artist, a loving, caring soul, a warm soul, and he'll be missed by many. Meant to say that earlier. What's up with everybody, man? Take care of yourselves. Everybody wishing me well. What about you? People love you too. What you doing? Take care of yourself. We don't need to lose nobody from the wolf pack. We're small enough as it is. We need to grow, not lose people. Take care of yourselves. Do it. Quit the smoking. Come on now. Last thing I got on my list, man, before we go to phone calls, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Algorithm hearings. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter execs to testify at Senate hearing on algorithms. Now this this directly impacts us because the Senate Judiciary hearing is having them testify on algorithmic amplification next week. They'll testify on a panel alongside two outside experts. Why are they testifying? What's the deal? Well, algorithms. They say that the algorithms deliver controversial information to the masses. And of course, the Democrats want to control what you see. Yeah, they only want you to see MSNBC or CNN or CBS or ABC. They want you to see trusted sources. You know, sources they've told what to say. Vetted sources that are picked by the establishment. They won't want you stumbling down a rabbit hole and finding Tim Black. I wouldn't want that to happen. You might wake the fuck up. Yeah, gotta keep you stupid. Gotta keep you believing dumb shit. Democratic lawmakers are increasingly sounding the alarm about how digital platforms can contribute to the spread of misinformation, hate speech, and extremist content, or what I like to call different opinions. Can't have those. Gotta get rid of that shit, man. Can't have us talking like we're not slaves. They can't be talking freely out this motherfucker. Nah, can't do that. Senator Chris Coons, the Democrat out of Delaware, chairs a subcommittee hosting the hearing. He plans to make social media and algorithmic accountability a top issue for his panel in Congress. Here he goes. Here goes a quote. Social media platforms use algorithms to shape the billions of people see, read, watch, and think every day. But we know very little about how these systems operate and how they're affecting our society. Increasingly, we're hearing that these algorithms are amplifying misinformation, feeding political polarization, and making us more distracted and isolated. You know, whenever I covered one of these hearings, there'd always be some out-of-touch congressperson asking dumbass questions. What's an algorithm? Okay. If the algorithm, what's a cookie? Okay. Explain SEO. Motherfucker, read a book. This is the most tiresome, boring, and at the end of the day, all they want to say is, hey, just show MSNBC. We can wrap this thing up, man. Yeah, just show MSNBC and a lot of The View, and we can just get on with life. Yeah. Controlled media is the way to go. Why do you have to let people see other stuff? Because, dumbass. And look, on the other end of it, these rich bastards, these execs, or these, Mark Zuckerberg and the other guy with the beard and the other guy that, I don't know. They all want to say, because there's no money in covering your shit. You know, TV. People don't want to read you. They don't want to hear from you. They want to hear these guys. They want to hear these people that you're just, we make more money that way. We're here to make money, dummy. Money. The same money we give you. Just shut up. We pay you. I own you, you poor-ass politician. With your damn pockets turned out, hat in hand. You don't talk so tough when you're running for office. You need those donations. Yeah. Now you want to talk tough on the stand. So it's all BS, man. It's all garbage. That's what it is. But this time there will be no tech CEOs. The upcoming session will feature testimony from executives overseeing the companies, not the CEO, and the content policies. So they want to drop down a couple of levels and get at the people that control things. What we actually see. What else? Do we want to know more about this? I don't know. Here we go. The algorithm has faced more scrutiny from Democrats on the House Energy and Commerce Committee, whose leaders have pledged to legislate against the spread of domestic extremism and misinformation on social media. What's misinformation? The weatherman gives misinformation every day. So does Jen Psaki, Biden's press secretary. Like, what do you consider misinformation? We're talking that guy, almost said his name. Tim don't say his name. The AI catches it, and it boosts them in the algorithm. Well, ain't nobody saying Tim Black because it ain't boosting me in the algorithm. But yeah, how do you define misinformation, man? Information that we don't want people to know about, or information of a different information. Given information that's not in our information handbook, that's been designed and cooked and kettled and processed and streamlined and disseminated to our field, slaves, our house slaves, in order to send to the field slaves in order to lie to us. Oh. That's as far as it need to go, John. So here's the thing. They want to smash us. They want to squander us, slaughter us, destroy independent media. They don't like Tim Black TV and any other independent media is actually calling this thing straight. So, not a fan of that. Support independent media. Go to jointimblack.com. If you're watching this, you say, well, Tim Black, I don't agree with everything he says. And maybe you go, damn, Tim Black, I agree with everything you say. Either way, join the Tim Black Show, starting only $5 a month. Buy a brother a cup of coffee each month. I like coffee. And we'll keep this show going. That's how we keep it going, Johnson. And we'll tell them, screw the algorithm. As it stands, they've lowered all my views. My views are... I see some other people are feeling the pain, finally. I guess everybody's upset now. It is what it is, Johnson. They've been doing this to us for a while. I've been smashed so badly by the algorithm. I stopped looking at the numbers because they're too depressing. I just don't look no more. Just do like this because it's too bad. As to the stress level, don't need the stress. I just keep trying to put your head down, do the work. Because you focus on the algorithm and the numbers and the views, you'd be so angry you can't even, it's depressing. So you can't look at it. So join the Tim Black Wolfpack by going to jointimblack.com. You can join on Facebook or join on YouTube, become a member, and I'll keep trying to come up with incentives to do so. One of them is you get all the links to the shows if you join on Patreon. I put out a lot of content, and you'll never miss a piece of content. All you got to do is log into Patreon, and you get all the links to everything I put out. And that's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of programming. That's it. How many hours a week? 10 hours a week of programming I do? That's at least 10 hours, right? At least 10 hours of programming each week I put out. It's pretty good, Johnson, considering most networks put out maybe 5 hours if they do an hour show. Yeah. I double them, at least. All right, guys, that's it. We're going to go to phone calls after this. Stay tuned for it. And, before we do it, hey, guys, have you seen my cartoon? Yes, right. Maybe you didn't. I started doing a cartoon. It's called the TBTV cartoon. This story here is of the Proud Boys. Proud Boys. This is our latest insert. So we're doing new things here. And let me know what you think in the comment section below. Wolfpack. What's going on, y'all? It's your man, Tim Black. You tuned in to the TBTV show. Okay, so a couple of these Proud Boys that were arrested at the copper riot, they aren't getting any bail. So, they're really hurting right now. They feeling the pain because they can't get out of jail. A federal judge has revoked bail for 2 leaders of the Proud Boys, and I'm not sorry about that. They breached the Capitol. And they feel that these people are too dangerous to remain free while awaiting the trial. So we got this one guy, Ethan Nordeau of Washington State and Joseph Biggs of Florida, all charged with conspiring to stop the certification of the 2020 election. Some people want to act like these people didn't have an agenda. Like they were there to visit the Capitol, just check things out and take photographs. Now, the goal was to stop the certification of the 2020 election. That's against the law, okay? Demonstrators demonstrate outside. These guys broke in or got in, and what was their purpose? There you go. The defendants stand charged with seeking to steal one of the crown jewels of our country, in a sense, by interfering with the peaceful transfer. That's what Judge Timothy Kelly said as he explained his decision. It's no exaggeration to say the rule of law, and in the end, the existence of our constitutional republic is threatened by it. So there were earlier decisions by the federal judges to release Nordeau and Biggs under strict conditions. So Kelly coming out saying no bail is kind of a big deal, and it's a reversal. So I could just see all the right-wing guys going crazy right now. You're discriminating against conservatives. You're treating us conservatives wrong. They're going to say that the judge was influenced by something, I don't know, something Whoopi Goldberg said on The View, maybe. Yeah, that's what it is. They'll probably say something like that. Oh, Whoopi Goldberg said something on The View, so now the judge is afraid. That's why he revoked the bond, won't give him a bail. No, he won't give him a bail because he broke into the goddamn Capitol. I'm Tim Black. Follow me at Real Tim Black. Hit me up. See you at Facebook, Twitter, and see you tonight on Freedom Friday. Wolfpack. People crazy, man. Crazy as hell.
Most news shows are suspect. They don't focus on black issues. How does that help your life? How does that help your family? How does that help the culture? They don't. The Tim Black Show is different. Tim Black gives you news for people who can't stand the news. Real, authentic, researched, entertaining. On point. TimBlackTV.com. Join us today.
Let me ask you something. Do they know us? When I say they, I mean the talking heads on cable news. Do they know you? I mean, they talk about the world as if it's a sport. They play political games, report on our pain, rack our brain to feed the stock exchange, but do they know us? Do they know what we care about? Nope. They're too far away. They can't see us. They can't feel us. They can't relate to us. See, when you want to know what's going on in your world, trust someone who lives in your world. Subscribe. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing, Johnson. It's a beautiful thing. Welcome back to the Tim Black Show. Glad you could make it. Let's get this cracking. Let's go to phone calls, 319-527-6212. My first call in the queue is a friend that we know, very familiar with on the show. What's up, my brother? How you doing? 408. My bad, 408.
Hey. What's going on?
Hey, man. How you doing, brother?
Yeah. Hey, it's Alex from Berkeley. I needed to call today because we finally got him. Derek Chauvin is gone. I'm very happy about that. I saw the Floyd family reacting to him going down, and I was just thinking to myself yesterday, how the fuck was there a possibility of them not reacting like they did? Like, there was a chance, even with the video evidence, that Chauvin could have walked. And I did the numbers, and unfortunately, it's unusual. Like, police brutality, the fight has to continue. You can see this trial open the eyes of a lot of dumb white Americans who aren't down with what cops are doing when no one's looking. You know, and back when it happened, I called your show and I told you if it wasn't videotaped, if George Floyd's death wasn't videotaped, it would have gone under the radar. And unfortunately, Floyd's death was hoisted up by thousands more Black Americans who were killed by cops that weren't videotaped because of, you know, any which kind of phony charge under the sun, like drug charges. Police raids are crazy. Police raids can go south, just like with Breonna Taylor, because some people run from the cops and the cop will just shoot them because they're just having a bad day. A cop can shoot people because they think they have a gun, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's disgusting. However, Chauvin's arrest and conviction really is amazing and needed to happen because this guy was particularly scummy. And if he got off, every cop would fucking get off. It's like, unfortunately, he really is an exception to the rule. It really is an anomaly because each year, on average, police shoot and kill roughly 1,000 people. 1,000 every year. But from 2005 to now, 2021, only 104 officers have been arrested for murder or manslaughter, and 35 of them were convicted. So everyone else got off. And 15 of those pleaded guilty and took a lighter sentence. So let me spell that out. On average, 15,000 deaths in 15 years, and only 35 have gone down for it, have been convicted. And we all know why. Like, racism plays a huge role in that, obviously. Black people are twice as likely to be killed by police, and usually when it goes to court, juries across America will sympathize less with the black victim. That is the true injustice. You know, I love the fact that we got one, Tim. I really love it. But this problem has not been solved. It is far from over. There are unique circumstances in the Chauvin case that sets it apart from other cases, honestly. For example, the bastard's own coworkers testified against him. Usually cops never testify against their own. And, you know, the media attention was huge. Like, some cases just go under the radar and the cop just walks and nobody's the wiser. I was thinking about this yesterday. It doesn't have to be police that you throw at every single situation. The problem is that America is becoming a police state. I mean, policing in America has led to us becoming, like, we jail more people per capita than every other major country. 1 out of every 5 prisoners in the world are imprisoned in America. When you treat the issue of homelessness as a criminal issue, call it vagrancy and give it a chance, and you know, just more people for the prison industrial complex to just chew up and spit out, you know. And when you treat drug use and sex work as a criminal issue. You're going to create a situation in society where we have a militarized police state, where police officers in tanks would basically rule over a population that's subordinate to them. That's not the way it's supposed to be in any way, shape, or form. Like, in an ideal world, cops are supposed to protect society as public servants, but that is not what's happening. When you look at in some cities, the military does exercises in cities without letting the populace know, and just without any accountability, will just do military raid exercises and just go guns blazing when there are civilians within a mile radius. It's crazy. Like, I'm not saying that this case wasn't good. I'm just saying, you know, we should celebrate this. I'm just saying we can't be satisfied. If you're new to this, if you're one of those Fox News dummies that finally got some sense kicked into you, like, if your eyes just got opened up, it's time to keep pressing further. We can't call it quits. You keep going, and you acknowledge how rare this conviction is, because usually it doesn't happen this way, even with video evidence. And there's a reason why so many folks, myself included, were so anxious and holding my breath over this trial, because even with the video, it doesn't necessarily mean that this pissant is going to do time. And again, like, this is just the beginning. There's justice for George Floyd and his family, but he still doesn't get his life back. The true justice needs to come from changing the system so police officers will never feel safe needlessly taking life. Because the bootlickers, Crowder, Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro, they know that if we keep putting pressure on the police, the state can never get away with wanton murder again. I call that what America should be and what it should stand for. So with that, I'll yield my time. Thank you, Tim. Thank you so much for covering this trial. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Later, guys.
Thank you, Alex from Berkeley, ladies and gentlemen, my brother. Yes. Great job, Alex. I know it ain't easy to talk about, brother. You did an excellent job on that. And I particularly like the part where you pointed out the horrendous job, the job that the police have to do, and how it's freaking insane that we have cops, we're treating everything like a police issue. You know, you cited, you know, sex workers, homeless folks with vagrancy laws, like you cited these things, and you're right, it's horrific. When you step back from it and you say, okay, if I have a society and I care about the people that live there, not everything should be handled with a person with a gun. Not everything makes sense to handle it with a person with a gun. Why would you need to deal with homeless people with guns? Why would you need to deal with sick people with guns? Why, when you have a call for a person who's having a medical episode, why aren't there medical people showing up with the cops and the cops play the back and let the medical people respond? I mean, it's just basic stuff. I mean, you call up, it's like having a toilet not work in your house and calling the fire department. Who would do that? Doesn't that make sense? And while you were talking, Alex, I was thinking about how I remember when I was a kid, you hear this thing about come get a kitten out of a tree. Cops get would rescue kittens out of trees. And I'm thinking, nowadays they shoot the cat. And come there to rescue the cat, and the kid's like, my cat's in the tree, officer. The officer's like, pow! Not anymore. Case closed. Because that's what they do. Everything's the gun. Hey, we got a domestic problem over here. Young people are fighting. Okay. Uh-oh. It's the only tool I have. Cop shoot. Pow, 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 pow. Blue Lives Matter. That's all they know, man. Uh-oh, this guy's resisting arrest. Pow. So, I've been talking about this for a number of years. I've had former ex-cops on the show talk about it. I remember Michael A. Wood. I don't know if people remember him. Former police officer in Baltimore. Gave us all the scoop on what happened with Baltimore police. This is around the time of the Freddie Gray murder, which I believe was a murder. Obviously, no one went to jail for that, even though they broke his spine in half. So it was an accident. They tackled him, body slammed him. He couldn't walk to get into the paddy wagon, and then he ends up dead. And they say, oh, we didn't kill him. It was just, had a medical episode. But back then we talked about the need to change policing in America because it does need to be changed. And we did a several-part series on all the different ways we need to change policing. So once again, thank you, Alex Berkeley, for that important phone call, and we'll keep it moving. Wolfpack in the house, Johnson's. Wolfpack. Next call. I got a 470 number in the queue. 470, you're live. Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
What's going on? This is Damon from Atlanta.
What's going on?
Shout out as always to Mr. and Mrs. Black and the Wolfpack. And much love to you, Tim, for being in good health and continued prayers that it'll continue to be that way, brother. Much love to you, brother.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And then I want to touch on real quick just the latest hypocrisy that shows how full of crap the conservatives are regarding the Derek Chauvin conviction. I need somebody to give me the cheat code or the decoder ring to figure out which, when conservatives want to accept legal rulings when they don't. Because Stevie Wonder could see that Chauvin had a blatant disregard for Floyd's life. And, they try to obfuscate and make it seem like he OD'd instead of being murdered, which is totally disingenuous. Because quite frankly, I don't care if he was freebasing cocaine off of strippers, bellies. At the end of the day, it's not the cop's job to be judge, jury, and executioner. You know what I mean? Like, we have a law enforcement mechanism, which is supposed to be the police officers are supposed to arrest the people. The courts are supposed to, if George Floyd committed a crime, you let the courts figure that out. It's not the cop's job to figure out, hey, we think he did a crime, let's kill him to kind of, save ourselves some time. No, it's not their job to do that. Because I guarantee you that if black cops were killing white meth heads, the energy would be totally different. You know what I mean? And people like Ben Shapiro, who, by the way, Ben Shapiro's voice, the sound of his voice can make the wettest woman dry. People like him piss me off to no end. But anyway, the reality is they never have a problem, conservatives that is, with a black man who's being railroaded by faulty eyewitness accounts that are later recanted. But when it comes to Derek Chauvin, they just want to be contrarian for the sake of being contrarian, and it would save us time if they could just, admit what it really is. They want to be able to have black people killed with impunity and no consequences for the cops. But where are the Blue Lives Matter people when it comes to Muhammad Noir? Because what we really need to monitor with the Derek Chauvin trial is how many years is he going to get? Because Muhammad Noir got 12 years with a case that nobody saw any video evidence. And he tried to pull the, I fear for my life, get out of jail free card, which normally gets cops off, but he got 12 years. Now, his problem was he killed a white woman, and he was a black Muslim cop, which to hear conservatives tell it, how can we let a black Muslim be a cop? Oh, my God, no. You know what I mean? So they gave him jail time. You know what I mean? So really, at the end of the day, the get out of jail free card only works if you're white and you kill black folks. So that's just my observation, but I want to kind of get your thoughts on what you felt about it.
Excellent call, man. Thank you so much, Damon, for calling in, man. Give it up for this caller, man. Great. Muhammad Noor, very, very good to bring him up, man, because his story, I highlighted it when I was covering the Floyd trial, man, and how, the disparities, man, the two polar opposites of how they reacted. And also how the conservatives, I didn't hear Tucker Carlson complaining about Muhammad Noor. I don't remember segments about Muhammad Noor going, oh, no, someone must have bribed the judge. Oh, someone scared the judge into giving this cop all this time. Oh, no. No, I didn't hear a word from Ben Shapiro or Tucker Carlson when it was a black cop who was going down for shooting a white lady. But you hear opposite. So, once again, guys, hypocrisy. Pure hypocrisy on the right. And don't get me wrong, like, there's things on the left. And I didn't like Nancy Pelosi's comment, brother. I don't know if you heard it, when she said George Floyd, he didn't die in vain, his sacrifice and all this. His sacrifice is something people willingly do. And yeah, I know, maybe she meant it another way, and I agree. I doubt she meant it to come out that way, but that's why she needs to And the only thing that makes it worse is having Clyburn come out and defend her. Well, what she said, Nancy Pelosi is a good person, And I know Nancy. And Nancy, shit, I don't know what to say about this. This is crazy. But I've been driving Miss Nancy for 10 years. And ain't nobody more progressive than me. I'm really good at driving Miss Nancy. And what she said about George Floyd, wasn't nothing wrong with that. That man sacrificed his life to get in good trouble and keep the pharmaceutical money coming in. Hit the Cash App. So yeah, Damon, man, I feel you on this, man. And I don't know where that came from, but it's just something I was thinking about. What could I say, guys? We got problems. You know, we got problems, and they're not going to go away. And look, so we got the George Floyd Justice Act, and yeah, I need to cover that next week and just talk about this is the next step. And I'm not celebrating this conviction. This should be what happens. You kill a guy on film, you go to jail. Who knew, guys? Like, wow. Oh, come to join you, honey. I'm coming to join you, honey. You know? That's what's supposed to happen. You kill somebody on film, you're supposed to go to jail. No one's supposed to be surprised, but that's how bad it is. It's like, hey man, I was doing sit-ups every day and eating right and doing cardio, jogging or whatever, and living real clean, and I lost 20 pounds. I'm worried now. That's what's supposed to happen. The opposite, but eating pizza every day with Taco Bell and McDonald's and drink a 12-pack of beer each day, and I chain smoke a carton of cigarettes a week, and doctor told me I'm not doing so well. That's what's supposed to happen. But when it comes to cops, it's like, hey, this cop, he slowly killed a man for 10 minutes on film in front of the world. And when people tried to stop him, he just looked at them like their heads were spinning around in circles. He looked at them like they were speaking foreign languages. He kind of smiled, had a smirk on his face as he's grinding his knee into the neck of this guy who dies. And he's going to go to jail for it. Wow! He's going to jail for real? And I'm going to leave it alone, man. Just the people saying Chauvin didn't get a fair trial. Chauvin wanted a plea deal. So look, guys, I'm sorry. Let me just say this, man, because I want you armed with some words for dummies online, okay? Here you go. To anyone who says Derek Chauvin did not get a fair trial, remind them that Derek Chauvin did not pay for his representation. He got the best representation the police unions could pay for. And they wanted a plea deal, which William Barr, as much as Tucker's talking, all these assholes are talking, these Trump supporters, William Barr, Trump's attorney general, is the one who refused their plea bargain. So they didn't want to go to trial. So when poor people plea bargain, it's because we don't have a defense. We don't have a good lawyer sitting there that's got it's have all this weight and got all these people working with him behind the scenes. This was not just done by one guy. It's a law office. Derek Chauvin wanted to plead this out and not even go to court, okay? So, shut up. When we do it's because we don't have representation. He wanted to plead because he knew he knew he'd get convicted. And he got convicted. And the people say, oh, well, the judge is influenced and the jury's influenced and everyone's influenced by somehow Maxine Waters somehow controls. Anyway, that's it. Next call. My next call, I'm moving on, guys. 214, you're live. Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment, my brother? What's up?
It's Trill in the South, brother.
Trill, what's up, Trill?
In the South.
What's going on?
I'm going to tell you first, I'm shocked G, the one who put the satin on your panties, never knew a hooker that could share me or get around.
Yes, yes.
So, RIP to the G there. So, I listened to you, so there's so many things I could say, and I wasn't sure what to say to start with, talk about the young lady that got killed. I don't know that I can question the cop. I think they've got to investigate it, because whenever there's lethal force used, they're supposed to investigate. Do they do proper investigations? We don't know. So I can't really talk about that, but we can talk about all of the parents that are failing children these days. So being a good parent is something that should be heavily rewarded, because that's what builds our society. I am doing well in life. Well, not so much, but mentally, because I had good parents that helped to build me. Parents are the building blocks of our society, and they build good, strong minds and brains that build the country. And I'm sorry, the speaker spoke for a moment there. So I can only question all of the parents and all of the people that failed that young girl. There will be a proper investigation, hopefully, but a lot of people failed that young lady before it even got to this point. And a lot of people may be failing the other young ladies that were involved in that incident. And so hopefully the investigation goes a little bit deeper and finds out what was going on with the people there, so that they can get some of the proper care that they need. Police are in a horrible position, and I don't really like the police, but police are not doing the job that they're meant to do. They're kind of what they're operating in is we've got the prison industrial complex, which is essentially creating modern day slavery, where we're tunneling people into the prisons to put them to work for extremely cheap labor, now making private products to sell as well, which they don't earn the money justified for their labor. So we've got to have the police feeding the people into the system to keep it operating. So they're looking for homeless people. They're looking for drug addicts. They're looking for people with all of these problems that they shouldn't be handling. And they're just tunneling them into this prison system so that they can operate to sell private products, to make the prisons operate, to make the people that operate the prison industrial complex money to keep it all going. So that's how that works. Everything else, you've got a lot of intelligent callers as usual, so I won't go too deep. I had a lot of things that I could say, but I'm just going to cut it short, shut it down a little bit, let people have a voice that need a voice and let them speak. Make sure everybody hits that thumbs up button and gives the channel a like, and join on to get a membership. I am on SSI. I get very little each month, but I'm a member, because this channel operates for good reason and promotes good information to people and gives you a voice so that you can speak on the things that he's talking about. So join if you can. I get very little money, but I'm joined. To say how it happened, 3 years ago, I woke up one morning, nothing had happened, woke up and my legs didn't move. I was diagnosed shortly after with multiple sclerosis. So I understand the health issues as well. Value your health, value the people around you, value your children, your parents, your elders, value people, value life, value your own life, and try to do what is best for your life. I've lost a lot of weight since then. I've gone through a lot of hard times and things that are very bad at the moment, but I still try to speak and put out some positivity. So everybody else do the same. I'm going to shut up. like I joked about, I'm going to cancel myself, but, I'm not canceled. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for letting people speak. And thank you for putting out good information all the way around of various types. Thank you.
Thank you, True South, for the phone call, man. We appreciate you, brother. That's a tough brother, man. That's a tough brother, man. That's a tough brother, man. I want to correct you on one point, Trill. The police were founded under the same motives that they have now. The original police in the United States were invented to go back and catch slaves and return their property to their masters. Return slaves to their masters. They were called slave patrols. That's what they did. And nowadays, that's exactly what they do now. They go to they go collect people. By and large, mostly what cops do is take people and put them in jail, which farms them out as prison labor. Basically hasn't changed a whole lot. And a lot of times, when the slave patrols would go catch a slave, they would return them, but they could also kill him. Sometimes they return them, sometimes they kill them, as an example to the others. And that's what our cops do. Yeah, there are a lot of people who are in law enforcement who don't realize that. You could join an organization or a group and be fed all the propaganda about it, and maybe just thinking about, I want a job that people respect, or a job that pays well with benefits, and I want to help my community in some way, and and you don't think about it that way, But these are if you go do your research about the actual history of law enforcement in the United States, that's what you're going to find. But thank you once again for calling up True South and keeping that positive attitude, my brother. And thank you so much for being a member of this show and being a voice. You're a strong voice for this show as well, brother. And you always represent every time you call up. Let me give it up for him one more time. One more time for my brother. 614, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, I did it. Oh, I made it. Okay. This is Martin. What's going on, Tim?
Hey, what's up, Martin? What's going on?
Oh, man. So just a couple things I wanted to talk about. Number one, I may not always be on when you're live, but I listen to every episode faithfully. And I'm a member of the Wolf Pack on YouTube under World Breaker. But one of the things I wanted to talk about was, with Derek Chauvin, with the trial and the results and everything, what I've been hearing a lot of is a lot of excitement and everything like that. And it's I'm happy that the case ended the way that it did. And he was found guilty on all 3 counts. However, it's just created a standard. Basically, to me, it was a signal to white supremacy and, police, don't be as stupid as Derek Chauvin. If you're going to kill a black person, make sure you at least make it look like an accident. It was just the case was almost just too easy. You know what I mean? Everything, I paid attention to your, to the way that, you explained everything and everything made sense. And it's just there's no way this guy's going to get away with it. And it just feels almost like white supremacy kind of just sacrificed him as a pawn to show other police officers, look, if y'all going to do this, y'all got to do it right. And by do it right, I mean, it's still wrong, but at least make it look like, you tried to do something different, at least be able to get away with it. You do something stupid like this, you're going into because they don't like to take L's. And this was a big L. So that's my thoughts on the Derek Chauvin results, was that it created the standard, and it shows it has to be this egregious. You have to suffocate a man on television for the world to see to get a conviction. And that's how crazy it has to be. That's how egregious, that's how over the top it has to be in order to gain a conviction ever. And that's the way that I feel about it. And we still have to continue to press. And this is why it's so important that we do all the work that we can to end qualified immunity. Everybody should be talking about qualified immunity and reparations. If you're a Black person, if you consider yourself an ally, demanding reparations and talking about it on your timelines every day is going to be very important in making sure that people understand exactly what qualified immunity is. So that's my thoughts on that subject. The other thing I wanted to talk about was I've been hearing a lot of people talking about riots. And as I've been thinking about the riots, especially with the Dante Wright situation, they called what they were doing a riot, and they called, the summer protests, like they said, oh, they were riots. And it's like, we all know they were over 90% peaceful, but they called them riots. And what we need to get in the habit of telling people that want to call what we're doing riots, we need to make sure that we are explaining and letting them know that we are not rioting. What we are doing is called uprisings. Where we're having uprisings, because an uprising is a response to an event of injustice. A riot is what them boys did down at Oklahoma State with the Crit Fest, flipping cars and whatnot for fun. That's a riot. What we do is called an uprising. The summer uprisings, the Dante Wright uprisings, the kid that was getting picked on by the Army guy, and they showed up at his house, uprising. Anybody calls it a riot, we should look at that as a derogatory term when it comes to what we're doing. And it shouldn't be considered that. We are making a movement and we're standing up against white supremacy, and you're going to call it by what it is. And it's not a riot, it's an uprising. And lastly, with Ma'Khia Bryant, that was in my neck of the woods. I live in Columbus, and this was literally around the corner from my house pretty much, where, she was shot and killed. And then we were just we just got finished dealing with my wife's nephew, Casey Goodson, being murdered by the police. Now, I hear there's a lot of talk with Ma'Khia Bryant, and they're talking about, the parents failing her and the cop having to make a split-second decision. So I want to touch on people, when people say that the parents failed her, we don't know that. We don't know what's going on. She's in a foster home. We don't know any of that situation. And all that is a speculation. So I would really err on the side of, I would kind of just stay away from that, because we don't know what their particular situation is. Also, the cop just only had a few seconds to decide, that's his job. And, and I'm pulling this out of my 10 Black repertoire. This is my 10 Black repertoire that I'm about to say. You know what's worse than being a shitty parent? Killing the kid. That's what's worse than being a bad parent. Killing the kid. So I watched that video over and over again. I slowed it down and I looked at it frame by frame. And there was a very particular moment where, when he first arrived and they were fighting, they came towards him, they fell down right next to him, and he could have grabbed that girl right then. Instead, he put his own safety first, retreated slightly, and pulled his weapon. If he had grabbed the girl, there were other two officers there that could have helped him subdue her, and I believe she'd still be alive. He made the wrong call. He froze, and it got somebody killed. I don't believe that there was malicious intent. I don't believe in my heart that there was malicious intent. What I do believe, however, is he shouldn't be a cop, because he put his own safety first. And in that moment, when he could have grabbed that girl, it allowed her to escape, to go to the second girl, and he was put into a position where he had to kill her. He had to shoot. But the first choice was the wrong choice. And yes, he only had a split second, but that's his goddamn job. That's what he's paid to do, and he should be paid well for it, and he should be held to the highest standard. So that's what my feelings are on that particular situation. There was a moment he made the wrong choice in that split second. That's what it comes down to. Do I believe it was malicious? I don't think so. Do I believe if that was a white girl that was in front of him, would she still be alive? Yes, because in their implicit bias training, there's evidence that shows that they pull the trigger almost twice as fast when the target is black. And that split second could have made a difference in her life being lost. It couldn't take a split second to make a different decision. It could have been different. It's implicit bias. We always want to look at the explicit. We want to look at what's obvious. Oh, racist. Oh, they put the hard R on nigger. We want to look at that. No, the implicit bias is just as important, and that requires education. It requires exposure. And when it comes to this gentleman that shot Micaiah, implicit bias played a huge role, and I believe if she was a white girl, she'd still be alive right now. And if he hadn't put his own safety first, she'd be alive right now. And that's all I have to say, Tim. Sorry.
It's all good, man. Thank you for the phone call. Very good call, Martin. Good to hear from you, brother. And for obvious reasons, brother, of mental health that I've been concerned with. In fact, I have not watched that video frame by frame. So with your suggestion, I think I am going to go back and watch that joint, man, frame by frame. And then I will take your assessment of the situation into consideration as I do so. And because that's a very good point. I talk about explicit and implicit biases and the difference of them and how detrimental they are. And more people actually have implicit bias than explicit bias. And implicit bias is you're unconscious of it. You don't even know that you're not intentionally discriminatory or bigot or acting in a bigoted manner or stereotyping people based on color or based on whatever criteria. But it's innate in you. It's a reflexive type of situation that's happening. So that's why that's so important, because when the officer sees Micaiah, what does he think about her? Does he see his sister? We know he sees a person, a citizen. That should be enough. But here's the thing, guys. When you see someone, and you see someone that reminds you of your sister or your brother, someone that when they trigger these things in you automatically, we're not talking about time to think, hey, I wonder if this person's really nice. Do they like the same music I like? No, we're talking about what you instinctively feel when you see this person. When he saw Micaiah, did he think, oh, this is just like my cousin Dolores, or my sister, Stephanie, or whatever? Or does he see the Lady of Rage, great hip hop artist from the 90s? I'm sure she's active now too, so I don't want to say that, but you know what I'm saying. What does he see? And that can form the rest of his actions. That can lead the rest of his actions. And I think that's where Martin is going with this, and I agree with it because it's true. If it was a white woman, he may have saw in her, that's like my sister, or that's like my cousin. And when she was in arm's reach, he may have acted differently. He may have. We don't know. I also agree that I don't think this is going to be an indictment in this case. I can't determine if there was malicious intent. I don't know. As far as the parents, I won't go as far. I don't want to go as far, and if I did earlier, that was an error on my part. I don't want to say mom is at fault, because mom could be going through things. And, to make some opinions, you have to speak somewhat. You have to take some assumptions, right? We can't talk about anything if we don't assume some things. Because everything is a caveat of who knows what's going on. Hell, she could have had the child put into the foster home because she had a fire in the house. And she don't have a relative to put her with, and there's no choice, or there's mold at the house. There's a lot of reasons while a child might not be at home. And once again, so he's kind of right to bring that up, and I need to reevaluate that. Like that's true. So just assume now. I watched the tape, and the mother said she had 5 kids. I remember one of the ladies testifying. Well, one of the ladies on camera saying Ma'Khia had some issues, but she was a good kid. She's a child, So I thought maybe there was more to it, but once again, it's our job to protect our children, and I know we all try. Hopefully, we all try to do that. And once again, my condolences to the family, man. Thank you once again, Martin, for putting this out there, giving me something to think about. That's why I love the community that I have here at the Tim Black Show. We got people that really care. We don't just call up and say dumb shit. We don't just call up and troll. Have you listened to some other shows? We're thoughtful.
90 seconds.
We're thoughtful and we care. And we come with balanced or thoughtful or sometimes humorous, but always from a position of we give a damn. And I appreciate that. So let me go to the next call, guys. It's getting late. What am I doing? 608. 608, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim.
Hey, what's up?
This is Orion.
60 seconds.
What's on your mind, my brother?
All right. I got you a Zelle address. I think you saw that. And I think in some ways I don't agree with your last caller, but we'll get to that later. I think though the crypto world can change a lot for a lot of people, and I can explain that. I think it can create a fair playing field for all of us, right? However you want to look at it, money wise. Do you know much about it?
Okay, so who is this again?
Oh, Orion. Can you hear me?
10 seconds.
Yeah, you said for Lion. I don't know who that is.
Orion.
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 Okay, Orion. So you're calling here to promote crypto?
Well, no, I think what I'm trying to say is it can change. We're talking about Republicans and Democrats and that kind of thing. It's more of an underground thing.
Well, I know crypto. It takes money to buy crypto. It costs money to buy crypto, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm not really talking about it in that aspect.
Okay. Well, tell us what you're talking about, brother.
Okay. So in the art world in crypto, right? I think there's an artist in Africa, for instance, that is making $75,000, right, on NFTs, which are digital art assets. That's a lot there. That's not that much when it comes down to other folks in the United States, right? Which creates a fair playing field for the world, right?
You're not really making a point, brother. I'm not understanding what your point is here with this. Typically, people call the show. They got a point of view. They have a thought. They have an opinion about a news item, a news issue, and then they call up and they kind of talk about it. I don't know if it's your phone or maybe a little nervous. I'm not really sure where you're going with this. I personally am interested in crypto, and I personally am interested in NFTs, non-fungible tokens. I'm very interested in it, and I'm going to start creating my own NFTs. The problems that we have in this country won't be solved, in my opinion, by crypto. Because we got Feliso and Bomo and no medical coverage. And I don't know, we got a lot of shit. We got bad water, bad air. Okay? People are literally dying because they live in an environment that's toxic. In order to take advantage of NFTs, you got to have some form of thing that you create. Of course, an artist who could also sell paintings can now sell NFTs. That's great for them. Not everyone is an artist. I'm fortunate because I create something. I create content. I can take many forms of my content that's original, that I own, and create assets from them. Everyone doesn't have that option. So your premise that this can change, it can help some people. Shit, Wall Street helps some people. People with money, they get helped. Wall Street's help people, but people with money make money on Wall Street. But you got to go way back. Like we got to start at the floor, dude. We got people that are living sub-level of the floor. We got to get those people off from below the bottom. We got to get them up. Crypto is something you're able to do and be a part of at another level. You understand? The gamification of this shit. Look at it that way. I'm not disagreeing that people can benefit from crypto and NFTs and these new technologies. I agree they can. But in order to benefit from it, you have to have a certain level, baseline level of resources. It's so like me when I started this show. Had to have a camera, had to have a mic. Got to have an internet connection. Those things you have to have. Camera, mic, internet connection. Those are the basics. Some people don't have the basics. And then also, got to be free. Got to have the freedom to be able to do this shit. Can't be in jail. Right? Got to have good health. Got to have health coverage. It would help to have food. These things, shelter. The things we have to have in place so people can take advantage of this thing that you're talking about. Get my point? All right. Five 561, you're live. Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? 561.
Hey, Tim, this is Ty down in South Florida.
Ty, what's up, brother?
I just had one thing to say about this cop stuff, and then I'll be quick. I know that cops have a tough job, and I know that they get guns pointed in their faces all the time, and it's rough. But I don't care what kind of day or week they had, it never gives them the right to treat me like the last person that pointed a gun in their face. They're not supposed to treat everybody they come across as if they have the potential to be the worst person they've ever encountered in their whole damn lives. And that's it. Thank you for letting me have my time this week.
All right, family. I appreciate the phone.
I'm going to let you go.
I appreciate it, man.
Bye-bye.
Let me tell you though, Ty, man. Let me tell you something, brother. I know that's what people say, that cops have a hard job. Being a cop is not the most dangerous job in America. Just saying. It's just what the movies tell us. Like, I looked into this a few years ago when I first started covering the cop stuff. Because I want to be educated on the subject. And I had to be in order to talk to everybody. Kind of my job to kind of know a little thing or two. Being a cop is not even the top 20 of jobs that are dangerous. It's barely in the top 20. The reason why it's in the top 20 is because they have car accidents, because they drive too fucking fast. Okay? There are 20 other jobs or 19 or 18 other jobs. If you take out car accidents, worst job is Iceland truckers or the truckers, the people working on the boats, the ice fishermen. Window washers. Dangerous, man. People working with heavy equipment. Dangerous, dude. Oil rigs. Dangerous, Johnson. Very dangerous. There are a lot of dangerous jobs. Being working in a prison, the dangerous job. There's a lot of dangerous jobs, Johnson. And, differing from popular opinion or belief, Most cops never pull their guns out. Most cops do not have guns in their faces. Most cops never even have to freeze. None of that ever happens. We hear about it when it does happen, or sometimes, rarely when it happens. And most of the shootings and bad shit that happens, we never even hear about it. That's why I had to check a caller last week, because they're like, Benjamin Crump runs around, he's a ambulance chasing, he's a this and that. I bet you Benjamin Crump turns down cases that people come to him with, because he can't do them all. People get hurt by cops a lot. A lot, Johnson. And you hear about maybe 10 of them a year. That's a small percentage of how many cases are actually out there. And if your child got killed by a cop, you would love to have Benjamin Crump, because Benjamin Crump's going to bring attention to the situation. Benjamin Crump is going to get you publicity, which does half the battle for you. So, like a lot of things that we think are based on our programming, by society, by media, by Hollywood, whatever. It's not based on numbers and data and facts. And I'm not saying Benjamin Crump's a great guy. I don't know Benjamin Crump, nor does Benjamin Crump know me. But these things I had to learn. I was working with one sister named India Kager. Her daughter was killed by a cop because she was with a boyfriend who was doing something, and they shot up the car and killed the girlfriend. And as I was looking into that heartbreaking story, and shout out to her mother, man, that's so horrific. And I still remember bringing her on and telling this horrific story about her daughter, how heartbroken she was. And there was no justice for her in that story. And I just want to say, I know that what the police do doesn't always come to light. And her getting someone to take that story, I mean, she ended up coming on this show. That's how much publicity she got. I mean, I know you guys love the show. I respect the show too. But she should have been on MSNBC and on the Tim Black Show. Not only on the Tim Black Show. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't be breaking that story. But that's the deal. If you can't get publicity from a major entity, which is what these, what Crump is really good for, is that. And other things, I'm sure. Probably a great guy. I know that Ida Rodriguez is familiar with him, as well as Tesla and Figaro. Okay? Which are people that I know. So anyway, back to my point, man. Good call. Thank you for calling in, Ty. I just want to put that out there, man. And yes, the thing about being a cop is you never know. So yes, that's where it comes in at, bro. You never know what it's going to be. So highly unlikely, but could happen. And you got to be ready. That's the part, right? That's the stress right there, because you don't know if you're going into a bad situation. You don't know what's going to happen. It's like, oh, what's going to happen? That's the thing. But in reality, And then there are cops who want to mix it up, who want to get into it, who want to see some action. Some people join the police force because they want to get into shit. You remember being young and dumb and you had all this energy and you wanted to do shit? Sort of like our militia guys. They want to do it. They want to do it. So don't forget those guys, my brother, because they exist. I'm going to the next call. Got another call in queue. 941. 941, you're live. Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hi, Tim. This is Christina Estrada. I'm Nicholas's wife, and we're big, big fans. Do you hear me?
Hey, Christine, how you doing, sister? Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Okay, Tim, I'm calling in because, two reasons. Well, this is the main one. I don't know if, let me go to the first one. Thank you for the great job you did with the Chauvin case.
Thank you.
I've been really This isn't something I didn't know if I was going to do. I was going to try to private message you, but I'm not really good with the computer and all that. So, you watched that trial, and I wanted to watch that trial because I felt I owed it to George Floyd to watch that trial. And I did watch it for the first few days, but when they started talking, about the asphyxiation and going into detail, it was just so much for me because I lost my son at 13 years old to something, not to a police shooting or anything like that. It was a thing kids are doing, and I don't know if anybody's heard about it, but what they do is they cut off their circulation to get like a rush. And this happened many years ago, but it never goes away. And when I was watching that trial, all I could picture was what was happening to my child. So you doing that, maybe you didn't feel like anybody really cared, but I watched every night to listen to you, so I didn't have to hear every detail of that. Now, the other thing I called in for, Tim, I don't know if you've heard about this case. It's in Tennessee, Knoxville. There's another 17-year-old black boy who was shot by the police in the bathroom. And what happened was, from what I understand, is that he was dating a white girl, and apparently they got into an argument at school, and I don't know if he put hands on her or anything like that. All I know is the mother didn't want them together to begin with. She thought it was toxic, so she called the cops. And then they text him. The mother texted this boy and said the cops were coming to the school. Now, all I know is that a bunch of cops ran into the bathroom, and this 17-year-old boy is dead. At first, they tried to say that the boy had a gun, and he shot one of the cops. Well, that didn't come out to be true. The cop shot one of the other cops. I think they just released the footage, and I believe Benjamin Crump is on the case. So the boy's name is Anthony J. Thompson, and this happened in Knoxville, Tennessee. And I am really tired of these news people, police, and everyone else calling teenagers, children, women and men. They are not women and men. Their brains are not developed. They can't vote. They can't, it's considered rape if you have sexual, you know what I'm saying. So I am just sick of them trying to demoralize, again, children of color, and especially black children, because I'm married to a Hispanic man and I have an Hispanic daughter. So, and I wanted to tell you something really quick. This is another thing I want to, if I can. If I'm taking too much time, just tell me.
You're fine.
But, okay, thank you, Tim. But I'm a white woman. I'm an older woman. I'm 60. Okay? I have family that is black, so I grew up around black people, but not until I was a little bit older. And also grew up, with a southern mother and a northern father, so it's a really weird thing. Anyway, I was at the pool with my husband, right? And there was this confrontation with this, the little black girls in the pool. They were about 13 years old, maybe teenagers, and they were using bad language and doing things they weren't supposed to do. So the lady came in and tried to talk to them, and, they were giving her mouth. And I looked at my husband and I said, they should just call the police. Not even thinking that I could have got that girl killed. But I did think. And that's from watching your show and just realizing how racist I was being without even realizing it. And that made me really think, that you cannot call the cops. And I should know that because I grew up in a family where you don't call the cops. But I guess just being older and not thinking that, and I said to my husband, I could have got her killed if I called the cops. And it weighed really heavy on me. And I just want to know that there are people out there that are white, that are racist, that don't even know they're racist until they hear sometimes something that clicks. I don't know if that makes any sense, because I didn't think I was racist at all until that moment. And I don't know. I just wanted to share that with you, and I hope anything I said tonight, helped at all. And thank you again from the bottom of my heart for what you did watching that trial, because I know how hard. I don't know how hard that is for a black man, to have to sit there and watch that. So I was really worried about you the other night when you didn't come on. The stress of it, you probably had an anxiety attack from all the stress. And that can make you feel like you're having a heart attack. So, okay, Tim, I'll keep talking if I don't get off. And I know we got a lot of important people to hear from tonight.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You got it, Christine.
Thank you, Wolfpack.
Give it up for Christine, y'all.
Good
Give
night.
it up for Christine. What a great call. Wow. What a great call, man. Wow. That's a great call, man. I got another call, 408. I'll be right there, but give me 1 second. You're absolutely right, Christine. It was tough to cover that story, and it took a toll in similar ways as you described. And it snuck up on me. I thought I was tough, man. And I am tough. But you don't have to be that tough all the time, And I guess it also hurt me that people that I consider friends did not assist my promotion of that show, of that content. And then I realized, as I was told, they're not my friends. Silly me for thinking that they were friends. They were never friends. So it's been an eye-opening experience, this whole trial, this whole thing. But just commenting on the thing that happened with you at the, my condolences to you and your son. I just want you to know that is very tough situation. I understand that. And to lose a child must be one of the life's most trying experiences. And so sorry you had to go through that. So sorry that you lost your son. I'd also like to comment on the part where you said that about the pool. It's easy. I don't know if I would say it's racist to want to call the police. It's dangerous. I try not to do it because I know it's dangerous. And I try to avoid it at all costs. In fact, I put myself in harm's way. Not in the distant past. I saw something going on where a lady was arguing with a couple of young guys, yelling at them, and there was something to escalate. And instead of calling the cops, I intervened. I just walked over and hey guys, showing my hands, hey guys, hey, and just talk to them. Because I didn't want to call the cops. I call the cops show up, they pulling guns. Somebody might have some weed on them. somebody's going to jail, maybe somebody runs, and somebody gets shot. And I don't want to live with that. I don't need that on my soul. So it could have been a little bit dangerous of me addressing them, because you never know how people are going to act. Who are you talking to? And it's like, okay, you never know. But they didn't. They respected me. They respected what I was doing. I didn't accuse anybody of anything. And I helped diffuse the situation. And I remember telling Mrs. Black, see, cops, if I could do that, cops could do that. They could do that. You could try to diffuse the situation. So I wouldn't call you racist just because you thought, hey, we should call the cops. I'm glad you have a second thought, because obviously things worked out without calling them. Obviously this thing simmered down. And no one was hurt. And you're fine and they're fine. Well, thank you for calling up. I really appreciate it. And tell Nicholas I said what's up. And I'll see you on the next call. You're going to be a vet next time. Oh, last thing. On the story about Mr. Tom, the young kid. Bryant sent me that story. One of my frequent viewers of the show and a supporter of the show sent me that story. And frankly, I just thought it was just too much bad news to share in one show. I just thought it was just too much to share this time. I'm going to cover that. I also want more information because what I'm reading on it is very flimsy. So it's like a one-page article on the killing of a young man in a school. So I'm like, that's not enough information for me to talk about this. Like, what's the backstory? Why were the cops called? Why they think he shot them if he didn't shoot them? What the hell is going on? So that's why I haven't covered it, Christine. I'm going to cover it next week. I'm going to take the weekend and not think about death for a couple days, hopefully, and then we'll get back to it. 408, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hi there, Tim. Hey, this is Mike with the Green Party in California. Hey, I've been a long-time viewer. First of all, that last caller was amazing. Her self-discovery was like, her whole story was just like really like heart-touching. I think you have callers like that all the time because, you know, you're a good show. You know that. I don't have to tell you that. But the next thing I wanted to tell you, and one of the two reasons I called was you did such great work on the Chauvin trial. I hope you get some kind of award. I know, like, I don't think Emmys cover the internet, but whatever awards there are on the internet, I mean, you deserve it. You did an amazing job. I mean, that was probably the most compelling trial I've ever watched on your show. It was incredible the way you covered that, and I hope you get some recognition for that. So just thanks a lot for covering that trial. It was amazing.
Thank you, Mike.
Second point I wanted to call about was this young girl, Micaiah Bryant, I guess, who got shot by this police officer. When I first saw that headline or that news story, I read that the police officer was a marksman in the military. And it brought something up that I don't know, this is progressive thinking. I don't know how, like, you know, pie in the sky this is, but when our soldiers go to war and they come back, how about if we retire them from gun work? Let's not put them in the police departments. That shouldn't be a qualification that you were out in a war killing or defending yourself to be a police officer. That shouldn't be a qualification necessarily to be a police officer. Let's retire them from gun work. Let's put them to be a technician or work for PG&E or do some other work. You know what I mean? So they can get past their PTSD or whatever problems that they might bring back from war with them. You know what I mean? And instead of putting them in police work and think that they're at war with the public in the United States. what if the qualifications for police work were, for instance, a background in healthcare, or background in education, a background in childcare, background in psychology, so that when you come up to kids who are acting up, you approach them as somebody who might have been a teacher or somebody who might have been, a therapist, and you not as somebody who was at war in your previous job. You know what I mean? So that the gun is not the first thing you think of. The first thing you think of is them as a human being and how you've treated them in the past and how you've tried to educate them or get them past their problems. You know what I mean? Even if it's a background in drug rehabilitation, that those areas I think are better suited for a police officer than gun work in the military. And I hope that we can get to that point in our society where we start to see police officers, because I do think they're necessary. Policing is necessary. We have to help people that are in need at these times, these critical times, but the end of a gun shouldn't be the first priority. And so, Tim, again, thank you for the work you're doing, and thank you for letting me call you. And I just wanted to share those thoughts with your audience tonight and yourself. Thanks a lot, Tim.
Great job, Mike.
Have a good evening.
You too, brother. Great job, my brother. Have a good morning, brother. Great job, my brother. Excellent job. Good to hear from somebody who is, took time out to think about some solutions to our problems. I tell you, man, I think we need to come up with a new idea about policing, man. People say, reimagine policing. And there's others who criticize that, like, that's crazy talk. Rethinking how we do stuff. We've been doing it this way all this time. What's wrong with it? A lot. We're not safer, and people keep dying. You might have heard of this. So maybe we have violent response units. And then we have domestic response units and mental health response units. And we have wellness check experts. And we have these different, why we can't reimagine our society? Why can't we upgrade? Everything else changes. New iPhone, new Samsung, new whatever, right? We still got a rotary phone over this mofo. If computing was phones, we still have rotary phones. We still have phone booths. A smartphone would be a phone like a shoe, like Get Smart. He used to have a phone in his shoe. He used to talk to his shoe. That was called smartphone. We're still using that shit. Come on, man. We need to upgrade our policing. And to those people that are archaic and stuck in their ways, that's okay. You just want to change. You want to change things. No, better. Better. No, we don't want to make things better. Do them better. Stop cooking with lard. Come on, man. We know stuff now. We know more stuff. Let's use the new techniques. Let's use the new technology. You guys still writing on chalkboards. You got tablets. No other way. Like, we use technology in healthcare and medicines, and look what we do in the automotive industry. How we make a car today is not the same way that we made a car 50 years ago, but we police the same way, right? Why not upgrade? Wow. Okay, guys. Well, look, I cleared the queue. Give it up for all the callers tonight. Everyone who called up got an opportunity to speak. That's the beautiful thing. That's our goal. When we have phone calls, we want to give everybody a chance to talk, and that's what we did. And it's tough, but we got through it. And I want to thank everybody who called up tonight to lend their voice to the conversation and give our audience Something to think about. What we got over here? What's Damn it. I did not hit the button. This makes things hard. When you don't hit the button. Now I gotta go over here. Try to look up my call, look up my people who left super chats. I gotta go here to do this, man. Because I screwed up, I didn't hit this button. My bad, Johnson. Ken M. Ken M supports the show. Thank you, Ken M, for supporting the show. Sheldon Hughes. Damn, Sheldon, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Sheldon's in the house. KRT Media supports the show. Thank you, KRT Media, in the house. Vanita's in the house. Thank you, Tim. Do get some rest. Prayers. Thank you, Vanita. Bose Einstein's in the house. Bose Einstein says, a white kid in that school sat on a kid like Floyd. He barely escaped. To copy a killer's programming, we need to invest in mental health care. Damn. It's horrible, brother. Didn't hear about that. Iron Man Oz in the house. My brother. Grab a coffee on me. Take care of yourself, Tim. Every wolf pack needs a healthy alpha. All right, brother. Well, thank you, Iron Man Oz, my brother. Iron Man Oz been my brother and supporting this show for the better of 5-6 years, man. David Melford. House passes DC statehood. That's another important one. David Melford, man. Keeping us on point. If it passes the Senate, then $700,000, get one House member, 2 senators. We'd love to have Tim Black in office. Dude, I got to move to D.C., brother. I'm in Maryland now. Ty Savage says, your cartoon was hilarious. I forgot to mention. Also, take lethal force away from police. I agree with you, Ty, on both counts, brother. That's what it is, Johnson. Whitney Gonzalez, Sirius, Scholastic, George Napper. Thank you for being here, guys. Violet Content Boutique, Mickey H., Anthony Lamont, Sign of the Times moderating, Kelly M in the house. Give it up for him. Thanks, folks. I appreciate you showing up tonight. Tim Nichols. Susan D in the house. Keith Weston. I got Keith Weston. Yes. All right, guys. Have a good weekend. Have a safe weekend. Have a healthy weekend. Be good to yourselves. Be good to others. But don't take no shit. All right? That's right. Got to add that in there, man. People are trying to run over my wolf pack. We ain't going to let that happen. Facebook, what's up, Facebook? You guys good? Brian Simmons. Thank you, Brian Simmons. Thanks for tuning in, Brian Simmons. Marjorie Lemon's in the house. Thank you, Mike. Mike holding it down, moderating over there on Facebook, guys. I appreciate it. The best You're the best, brother. That's all I got, guys. I'm gonna go shut it down, man. I'm gonna go take care of myself. Recharge the batteries. Get ready to start anew. Got a lot going on, guys. A lot happening. If you're not a member of the Tim Black Show, do it today. I say, look, man, just do it. You can change your mind later, but I don't think you will. Because we intend to get better, stronger, and faster. We intend to go harder, to represent for the people more, only do a better job. We're also looking to expand what we do. And I think that is going to lead us into more movement building. Because I want us to be a part of change, man. I want the Tim Black Wolf Pack to do things that impact people's lives in many ways. So hit me up with ideas about how we can do that together. I'm always open to that conversation. I got number love for you. I'll see you on the next one, Johnson. I'm Real Tim Black on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Tim Black at Night on Instagram. Shout out to all the Wolf Pack. Shout out to people that donate to the show, all my patrons, all my Wolf Pack community members. This is your show. Thank you. We love you. Be safe and take care. Wolf Pack. Johnsons, let me ask you something. Do they know us? When I say they, I mean the talking heads on cable news. Do they know you? I mean, they talk about the world as if it's a sport. They play
Thank you for
political
using
games,
Blog Talk
pull on our
Radio.
pain,
Goodbye.
rack our brain to feed the stock exchange, but do they know us? Do they know what we care about? Nope. They're too far away. They can't see us. They can't feel us. They can't relate to us. See, when you want to know what's going on in your world, trust someone who lives in your world. Subscribe.
Cool Streams TV, the best streaming service in the world. With over 2,000 channels. Watch it anywhere on your Android or iPhone. Watch channels, pay-per-view sports, direct access to 24/7 customer service. Go to CoolStreamsTV.com and purchase your subscription. Cool Streams TV. We are the best in the business.